So SMU in the ACC, it still doesn't sound right. It's one of those phrases where you start that sentence and then you go, wow, what if I said that to someone on the street in 2015? Crazy times. Anyway, those are the times we live in right now. SMU's going into the ACC, and they're going to make some noise, more than you probably think. Why? Well, FanDuel released their win total. It's 7.5. Doesn't that seem curiously high? Is Vegas right 100% of the time? No, but when they set lines like this, I do a double take. I look and go, wait. Their line is what now? Their win total is set, but they're going. How could they? You may be wondering, Spencer, how can a team from the G5 be ready to go into the ACC and have an over/under win total of 7.5? Meaning, if they go over, which according to the odds makers is just as likely as them going under, they'd be an 8 or 9 win team in year one. How can they do that? I'll tell you how. Do you remember Johnny Manziel? You might have heard of him. If you're a college football fan, you probably have a good idea who Johnny Manziel is. He used to do used to rub his fingers together when he'd throw a touchdown. Money maker. Money. Well, that's how SMU got into the ACC. SMU got in there because they're not taking any media rights money. None. Zip. Zero. Zilch. They might not even get a payout from the college football playoff, which is supposed to go to every Power 5 team. They might not get one of those because I think the NCAA is trying to, tamping down the whole realignment stuff and disincentivize those sorts of moves. But let's keep it football for now because SMU is in the ACC. Their schedule is out and their win total is rather high. And there are several reasons as to why. First of all, they have got a returning head coach in Rhett Lashlee, who just won the American Athletic Conference Championship over Tulane. They were the reigning conference champs. SMU went 11-3. They did lose their bowl game to Boston College. They did go 0-3 against Power 5 teams last year. So you may be wondering, Spencer, why would SMU's win total be that high? Why are you so confident they can go over that 7.5 win total? Well, it is rather simple. When teams are going from the group of 5 to the Power 5 or Power 4 now in the world that we've got, what's the biggest obstacle? What's the biggest hurdle they face? Depth, talent. They've got bigger, faster, stronger guys. They've got a better quarterback. They've got better receivers. Heck, they might even have better coaches top to bottom on their staff. All those things can be true. But in the transfer portal era, well, how do you get players? How do you recruit in this particular era? Being located in a hub like Dallas, that's not a bad start if you are SMU. But the money factor can't be overlooked. It doesn't get you everything that you want in recruiting. But did you know that one of the richest NIL collectives in the entire country, it's at SMU? They've got the money for all the talk about, well, you pay players, you're just buying players and whatnot. You know who can do that? SMU. I have no idea who they've done it with, who they haven't done it with, but everything is legal and above board now. So what does anybody care? That's the situation that we've got. So for SMU, they are going to be perhaps the most qualified and capable university and football program to build a competitive roster at the power conference ranks quicker than anybody else because they've got the money to do it. And the recruiting has paid off in a pretty solid way. So they're off in an 11-win season. So I know that when Rhett Lashlee has got, at least equal or maybe mildly superior talent to what he's got compared to his conference foes, he's capable of going in and winning games against good coaches. A lot of good coaches in the American Conference. A lot of them. All over the place. Constantly a feeder to Power 5 coaching opportunities. You know who a candidate Texas A&M was? Yeah, that'd be Jeff Traylor at UTSA in the American. Really good football coach. So I think that Rhett Lashlee's a good coach. That's the first thing. Second thing, he's got his quarterback coming back. Preston Stone last year was one of the most efficient but under the radar quarterbacks in all of college football. He had a big, big season for the Mustangs in an offense in which Rhett Lashlee wants to throw the football around. So you've got a returning quarterback and a returning coach. How many places can say that? How many teams in college football can say we have the same head coach and the same quarterback as we did the previous year? I'll give you a hint. It's not a very big number. There are some that can do it. Kirby Smart can do it at Georgia with Carson Beck, but just go down the SEC, for instance. LSU, nope. Bama, nope. Ole Miss can. Guess what? I love Ole Miss in the SEC. I think they're really good. But in the ACC, you've got Dabo and Cade Klubnik. That's a returning duo. Florida State has got a different quarterback. Miami's got a different quarterback. Just keep rattling them off. It's not a common combination. It's actually pretty rare. And it's a pretty darn big advantage. We saw it last year out west. Michael Penix at Washington. Same head coach, same quarterback. Bo Nix at Oregon. Same head coach, same quarterback. Jaden Daniels at LSU. Same head coach, same quarterback. Those three guys were all Heisman finalists. I'm not ensuring that with Preston Stone. I'm just saying that's clearly an advantage to have that level of continuity. So that's the second thing. The third thing is that SMU, as I talked about, is capable of building a competitive roster rather quickly. Yeah, they're doing that. They've brought in 12 transfers this offseason. Guess what? They're all from Power 4 schools. All of them. That's how you get yourself ready to make more noise than people may think you're going to. You look at what happened in the Big 12, and it was not a good year for the newcomers. The G5 jumpers, yeah, BYU missed a bowl game. Cincinnati missed a bowl game. Houston missed a bowl game, fired their coach. Made a good hire in Willie Fritz, by the way, from Tulane. I think he could do pretty well there. UCF made a bowl game and lost. The best year that a G5 jumper had in the Big 12 last year was 6-7. SMU is not going to be like that. SMU is not going to be like that because they are a capable team. That's it. I'm not saying conference contender. I'm just saying they fit into the ACC. They've got a coach and quarterback that know what they're doing. They've got a roster that is littered with Power 5 transfers. And then you look at their schedule and you go, oh, this is why their win total is so high. So they play on August 24th. Who do they play? Nevada. That's hiring a new head coach because in the Mountain West, they couldn't win more than just a couple games. They were a 2 or 3 win team last year. That's a rebuilding Nevada team that has not been good in quite some time. It will not be a 1-year turnaround there in Reno for the Wolfpack. So they have to start on the road, SMU does. That's not great. Then they have 3 straight at home. They got 3 straight at home. Houston Christian, I'm going to go out on a limb and say they will win that game. BYU and TCU. Those will be really good benchmarks, a great barometer of how successful SMU can be next year. But between BYU, TCU, who I expect to be a bounce-back team in the Big 12, do you think they can win one of those games? Because I do. I absolutely do. I absolutely think SMU at home can win one of those games, especially since they have a bye in between. They play BYU on September 6th. They have a bye, and then they play TCU on September 21st. So they go Friday, bye week, Saturday game. That's a lot of rest. That's a lot of preparation for the Horned Frogs to come into Gerald J. Ford Stadium. So that's a great start. Then they play Florida State at home the following week. That's going to be tough. That's going to be tough. But through those first 5 games, I think 3-2 is the minimum of what I expect from SMU in this spot. And then they have to play 3 straight road games, but they do get a bye in the middle. At Louisville, at Stanford, there's a bye in between, and then at Duke. Okay, that's not going to be easy, but do I think it's impossible? Do I think they're going winless there? No. Again, I do not. So at minimum, I've got 3 wins through the first 5. At minimum, I've got 1 win in the next 3. That's 4. And then you come down the list, and they go at home against Pitt, at home against Boston College, at Virginia, at Cal. I think they're winning at minimum those 2 of those games. 3 of the last 4 at home? Yeah, I like it. I like it quite a bit. So I like their schedule. I'm seeing a minimum of 6 wins. That's the low end here. That's what I'm baking into the cake. If they go just a little bit above and beyond, Just win a couple of those games that I think are 50-50, that I think are toss-up. Duke's got a new head coach and a new quarterback in Malik Murphy. Louisville's got a new quarterback in Tyler Shuck under Jeff Brom. What if they win 2 of those games? Over 7.5. I think SMU is at least an 8-win team in 2024 as they go into the ACC. I don't know if they'll be a contender just yet, but they'll make some noise. Appreciate everyone listening. I will see you next time. And until then, hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.